Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. United Nations Conference on the Human Environment 1972. Do you ever heard about this? So, do you know what it's all about? And today, my groups would like to present and give a talk a little bit about this United Nations Conference on the Human Environment 1972. So for the first part, I will explain about the history. This conference was held in Stockholm, Sweden on 5 until 16 June in 1972. The purpose is to consider the need for a common outlook and for common principles to inspire and guide the people of the world in the preservation and enhancement of the human environment. It was the UN's first major conference on international environmental issues and marked a turning point in the development of international environmental politics. The Stockholm Conference also produced concrete ideas on how governments could work together to preserve the environment. The concepts and plans developed by the Stockholm Conference have shaped every international conference and treaty on the environment over the last 35 years.
There are few proclaims that are made under the United Nations Conference on Human Environment 1972. For the first proclaim, the declaration of this conference stated that every human has a right to enjoy a clean and healthy environment. With this right, however, comes the responsibility to preserve the environment for future generations. This means that the current people nowadays have to consider what our future generations will have in the next period. The document also noted that humans must properly manage the wildlife and their ecosystem to ensure their continued survival and it sought an end to the discharge of pollution into the environment. Second issue on the second proclaim is the protection and improvement of human environment, which affects the well-being of the people and economic development throughout the world. It is urgent desire of the people of the whole part of the world and the duty of the government.
The next proclaims for this conference is that the natural growth of population continuously presents problems for the preservation of the environment, and adequate policies and measures should be adopted as appropriate to face these problems. Of all things in the world, people are the most precious. It is the people that proper social progress create social worth, develop science and technology, and through their hard work continuously transform the human environment. Along with social progress and the advance of production, science and technology, the capability of man to improve all environment increase with each passing. Last proclaim is that to achieve this environmental goal will demand the acceptance of responsibilities by citizens and communities and by enterprises and institutions.
There are a few principles laid down under this conference. The first principles for this conference is man has a fundamental right to freedom, equality and adequate conditions of life in an environment of equality that permits a life of dignity and well-being, and he bears a solemn responsibility to protect and to improve the environment for present and future generations. The second principles for this conference is education in environmental matters for the younger generation as well as adult is essential in order to broaden the basis for an enlightened opinion and responsible conduct by individuals and the community in protecting and improving the environment in its full human dimensions.
Okay, furthermore, economic and social development is essential for ensuring a favorable living and working environment for men and for creating conditions on earth that are necessary for the improvement of the quality of life. Man also has a special responsibility to safeguard and wisely manage the heritage of wildlife and its habitat. Nature conservation, including wildlife, must therefore receive importance in planning for economic development.
In order to achieve more sustainable resources management and to improve the development planning, the state should take into the account to adopt more coordinated and integrated approach to their development planning.
That's all from us. Thank you.